Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, November 1st. A little bit sleepy this morning. Have been up for a while getting some things done, watching the dogs go bonkers on the floor. But long night of handing out candy to trick-or-treaters and Disney Halloween movies. Halloween Town is still my jam at 30 years old. But really excited to have a meeting with a brokerage tomorrow that I've been really trying to get a hold of and get on calendars with. So that's really exciting. I've got some friends that work at that brokerage. Really excited to sit down with those guys and gals. Just because from what I see and from what I hear, they've done a fantastic job here in Dallas. So really excited to have a couple meetings next week, or second meetings, I should say, with brokers. So all good stuff. Ever moving towards getting this decision made and getting rolling with things. So nothing concrete yet. Still waiting for fingerprinting and background to come back. But that's about it. I think the biggest thing through the past couple of days and talking about with people on this is really going out and making connections. You know, I had someone that introduced me to somebody that introduced me to someone else that set up some of these meetings. But I think a lot of times, especially with networking and things like that, and I've seen it in other industries, that people go and network and people go meet with people and try to do things with a goal in mind, or with trying to get something and just trying to get something out of it from the other person, whether that's a connection to get the next connection to get onto somebody else, or to go and do marketing, or try to market yourself and go get business, which that's part of it. I mean, realistically, in a lot of industries, and where we're in the industry of real estate, it's sales. You need to know people. You need to get a pipeline. You need to do all these things. But I would challenge people, and this is not me talking because I know the world of real estate. This is just from a professional standpoint, really a person's standpoint. I've had personal experiences where I go out and meet people, and maybe through its introduction or through an event or a circle of friends, not having expectations for that person to return on anything, and not having expectations that, well, this person's going to get me this, or this is going to be the result that I'm looking for. I think there's something to be said about just making a genuine human connection. That may be a little bit woo-woo and heady for a Thursday morning early on, but it's crazy how many times in my life that just making a connection with someone, and whether that's being friends or acquaintances or just going out and having coffee, has inadvertently led to something that I wasn't expecting. That person then introduced me to somebody else without expectations. But it's also a thing too, I think when we build things up like that, we go and we have expectations about, well, this is the desired result, and this is what I want to get out of this, and this is the connection, or I want to get this many names, or I want to build this much pipeline, or I want to do this and this and this. All those metrics are important, but if that's the only thing you're striving for, number one, I think you're missing out on a lot of just genuinely good pieces of life, and meeting really good people and experience a lot of things. But there's also, at least for me, I'm not going to speak for anybody else. I don't know any of you. I don't know if any of you watch this. But I think when you go out with that, that's when we start to feel that disappointment, or we feel like this wasn't worth it, or this isn't working, and you get down on yourself or down on other people or down on the situation, because you have this built-up perception that only you know about. Now, if you openly tell someone, hey, you know, I'd like to go to this networking event with you, and I'd love for you to introduce me to X person, or just come out and say, you know, I'm trying to sell houses. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to build this. I'm trying to do these things. You don't have to just come out and be like, help me, help me, help me. But I think too, if you go about it another way, and you go in saying, okay, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pose it this way. I'm going to do these things, talk about these things, do these actions. And then the other person just assumes that you're just there to know them and interact as a human. I think you set yourself up for a weird experience there sometimes. But I also think that's when that disappointment factor comes in. When you leave that event, you're like, well, I didn't get 5 new connections, or I didn't get to talk to X C-suite person, or I didn't get to talk to the VP of this or do this. Well, the person that brought you that communication, they never had that expectation. So yes, building pipeline in a sales business and a relationship business like real estate at a premium. You don't have clients, you don't have customers, really hard to do your job and be successful. But I think it's if you don't do it or never thought about this, you can take this for what you are. This may just be me be rambling on a Thursday morning. But just from a human aspect, meet people, network, because it's crazy how many good things come out of it. when you don't have expectations or you don't have to plot and do those things to make that connection. So kind of rambled there at the end. Have been thinking about that in a couple different aspects. So this is going to be my sounding board for it. Synopsis, really fired up about Thursday. Really fired up about these meetings over the next couple days. Have a great day.